Once you have finished your narrative planning sheet, you will be able to move on to actually composing your first draft. Okay, so the March 26th assignment is, after watching this Edpuzzle lesson, write the first draft of your narrative. Turn it in when you are finished. Be ready to share with classmates on Monday. The final draft of this narrative will count as a CATS. You cannot use a classwork pass to get out of completing it, but I will accept a CATS pass. All right. It is a 50-point assignment, so when we look at the criteria, they are almost exactly the same as the criteria for your planning sheet, with a couple of things added. Same task, audience, and purpose objectives, same content and development objectives, same, okay, that you have to have narrative elements. Now, I've split these up though. So for narrative structure, if your writing shows a superior understanding of the purpose and nature of narrative elements, you're golden. So you have a clear orientation or exposition. You have a clear problem or conflict that you develop, and then you have a clear solution or resolution at the end. Those are our narrative structure elements we have to pay attention to. And then there's also the language elements. So if you want to be winning, your writing needs to show superior and creative attention to the use of language devices that enhance the reader's experiences, such as word choice, figurative language, attention to sensory details, and etc. So if you did last week's assignments about narrative elements, and if you did the study island from last Friday, you should have a much better grasp of how to use these things to enhance your writing. If you skipped any of those assignments, I highly recommend you go back and do them now before you write your first draft, especially the study island, which a ton of you skipped, and many of you didn't come anywhere near reaching a blue ribbon. You just took it once and blew it off. So you're not really learning anything if you only get a 10%, right? So go back and earn a blue ribbon. The last addition here is language clarity and usage. So this has to do with like spelling and punctuation and such. Your writing is clear and easy to follow, follows necessary conventions superbly. So we can read it very easily because there are not a lot of errors that make the writing hard to understand. Okay? So there's our rubric for this assignment. You're going to use your planning sheet. That's like, your graphic organizer. So you have all of your ideas already on the planning sheet. What you do now is you put them into a narrative format. So instead of having notes, you are going to write your story. Let's take a look at this document that you're going to be typing on. These are placeholders. I don't know how many times I will have to say this and still have people mess this up. Don't be that person. Don't be the person who totally ignores these directions, okay? First and last name, these are placeholders. That means that you delete it and then type your first and last name. So I would type my first and last name, okay? This is MLA, Modern Language Association format. This is standard for writing in English and the humanities. So my first and last name go here. Where it says teacher name, this is a placeholder. I'm going to delete it. Okay, I'm not going to put a colon here and then type my teacher's name. I'm not going to do that because that's not what I'm supposed to do. I am supposed to delete all of this and just have my teacher's name. For class, the name of the class is English 1. I'm not going to put a colon here and type English 1. I am going to delete the word class and write English 1. For the date, I am going to spell out the entire month because in MLA format, I don't use a digital date. I use the whole word, okay? So in MLA format, you have the day first. So like today is the 21st. The day I'm making this recording is the 21st. So I'm going to type 21 March 2021. Okay? See how I did all this? Do that exact same thing, please. These are not hard directions to follow if you're paying attention. Next here is a placeholder for your title. You're not going to just leave the word title here. And you're not going to title it something lame like My Narrative or Narrative Assignment or Narrative Article. You're going to, as we discussed on Monday, create a unique title that will make people want to read your narrative article. So you will delete the word title and you will type the title in here. It is centered on the page because that is where it is supposed to be according to MLA, Modern Language Association format. Leave it centered, please. This says indent and start here. Please also delete this space holder. So when we start a new paragraph, we know that we are supposed to indent, okay? So I'm going to delete this space holder. And when I indent, there is a key on your keyboard that says tab. Hit that key. It automatically indents 10 spaces, which is exactly where you need to be, okay? So you start by indenting your first paragraph. You start typing your narrative. Okay, you notice that in your narrative, okay, when you're typing, see how this is double spaced? See how it's automatically double spacing everything? That's because the teacher has set this up so that it automatically formats exactly like it is supposed to according to Modern Language Association or MLA format. It should be double spaced. I am not going to change the settings because if I change the settings, then it will no longer be in accordance with MLA format. All right? So that is how you format your paper. So your assignment for today, take that planning sheet, take all of your ideas, put them into a narrative format in paragraphs. You should have a clear orientation, clear conflict or problem that you discuss, at least 3 paragraphs worth, as we discussed on Monday, and it should have a clear solution or resolution paragraph at the end. All right? If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I really look forward to reading your narratives. I have high hopes for them. So you'll be sharing these somehow, haven't decided how. I'll figure it out with the technology. But we're going to be trying to share these to get some feedback on Monday so that you can revise them and perfect them and be like a brilliant writer of narrative nonfiction. All right? Have a great day.